Hello everyone, welcome to Yugimenz, and today we are going to profile the Red Eyes FTK deck that was sort of built. There was replays on the YouTube. If you check them out, people were requesting the deck profile and it just took me so long to get the cards to actually make it, but we finally got the cards to play this consistent enough FTK deck, or you just do Link Dragon stuff. What was really holding us back from doing this was getting our hands on these bad boys, serial spells. Like, there was rares on eBay, but they were just really damaged. These aren't the best condition, but they're the best ones I could find. Ultimate rare serial spells. So we'll begin with the deck profile, and it's a friendly reminder just to like, comment, and also subscribe if you enjoy the video. It's quite a fun deck. So I'll talk about how and why these cards, I suppose. So, 1 Red Eyes, Darkness Metal Dragon. Probably the best Red Eyes card, to be fair. It's just, you'd send your banish your Striker Dragon, summon this, get the black metal from your graveyard again. Also play Malefic Red Eyes B Dragon. This is the reason why I play rockets in this deck, because they give you instant access to a field spell, and you need a field spell to special summon this from hand, which is pretty good. It leads into your Flare Metal Dragon or just another extender. Red Eyes alternative as well, because it's the same sort of thing. It's an extender in hand. It just helps you go on. I'm actually thinking maybe playing 2, but it is a bit of a brick. But it's just good to banish your. You can banish your Red Eyes, summon it, use the last guard dragon we'll have, Pisty, to summon it back. There's a lot of plays you can do with just this card, and it's also a target for the Comet Dragon. 1 Wyvern, it's good to send off Red Eyes Insight to search Red Eyes Fusion. If your hand's that bad, it usually isn't. So you could send this, you can have your Dragoons out, and then if they out it, come your turn, you just don't normal summon and you can get your Dragoons back by banishing this card. It's pretty good. And it's wind, so I mean, it can't come up. Of course, the best card in the deck, actually, the Black Metal Dragon. It's not once per turn, and it searches a Red Eyes from deck and adds to your hand. Well, it only searches monsters, but it's still pretty good. And of course the Red Eyes. I played 3, but I decided I would cut it just down to 2 because it is a bit of a brick, and you only really need 2 because there's only 2 Red Eyes targets, and you can bring it back as well. Also, this is sort of a. Whenever I get into the extra deck, I'll show you the targets anyway. And then of course the Dark Magician just for the Dragoons. If all else fails, you can at least have a Dragoons on board. And then just more. This is good because it's a level 7, and when it gets banished, it searches, because we play. I should put these cards in order. Because we play 7 Sword of, or Sacred Sword of the 7 star. If you banish this, you can add the Wyvern to your hand, which is pretty good. Armored Sloth, just to summon off. You can bring it out with the Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres, and it's also you need a level 6 for the Comet Dragon. It just has to be any level 6 monster, so I just thought I'd play this because it's got utility where I could use Sphere, bring it out just for a bit of a floodgate. Just level 7 extenders. Nocto Vision Dragon, it's pretty good. I would play it at 3, but it is a bit bricky. It's just good whenever you go into your Striker Dragon, you can summon this out, link it off into Romulus, and then draw a card. Because your ideal hand is Infernal Fireblast and Serial Spell. Tenny Sphere for Zuda. It's a free special summon. It helps you get into your Flare Metal Dragon and your other level 7 XYZs, or your rank 7 XYZs. Absolute Rider, this is just the rokket package. I'm trying to play it as small as possible. So just Absolute Rider, 2 Tracer and a Recharger just to get Savage and the likes of that out. So now I'll move on to the spells. These can go up here. Play 1 Dragon's Ravine, just it sends the Absolute Rider to get a rocket to your hand. And then you'd activate this to summon out your Tracer, or if you have the other one in hand, you can summon both out. Red Eyes Insight. It's a good card. It sort of thins out your deck because you're setting the Wyvern from your deck to the graveyard, or well, that's the only really target. You'd only really send Wyvern, you wouldn't send anything else really. And then you would add Red Eyes Fusion. I was thinking about playing 3 Red Eyes Fusions, but I mean, there only is 2 targets, and you don't really want to open it. You'd rather use Verte to get this out, but it's there if you need it. Just for 3 would be too much. And then our draw power, I've got 2 Sacred Swords of the 7-star. There's quite a lot of level 7 targets, and then of course you can bring them back with Pisty anyway if you need them, which is pretty good. 2 Layer Darknesses, just a good draw card. World Legacy Guard Dragon. I was playing this at 3, but this is the biggest brick you can play in any sort of deck. It's just if you draw 2, it makes you much sad, especially when you've got a high count of level 7 monsters. You're not really, there's very little monsters you can actually normal summon that you can bring back that's level 4 or lower. And then of course this is the FTK. It's 3 Infernal Fire Blast and 3 Serial Spell. I'll do the combo at the end of the video, but it's basically, if you have these 2 cards in hand, Metal Dragon, the level 1, you've sort of got FTK as long as they can't interrupt you, because it's just, so you'd activate this Infernal Fire Blast, the Comet Dragon, which name is now Red Eyes B Dragon because of Red Eyes Fusion, and then it does 3,500. You can chain Serial Spell to activate this again. This effect becomes this effect, and then that's another 3,500, so that is usually game. Ooh. But I'll talk more about it whenever I get into the extra deck to actually show you the monsters. And then of course the last one's just 3 quick launch. It's a free special summon. You sort of want to get, if all else fails, you want to get 2 monsters on the field at least to get a Dragoons or the Comet Dragon, and then 1 Red Eyes Burn. This is the 41st card. I'm thinking of cutting it. It's just because it's a Red Eyes Burn deck, and this card's called Red Eyes Burn. It sounds good on paper. So we'll move on to the extra deck. I'm going to keep these. I'm going to keep the relative cards here. So we'll move on to the extra deck. So we're playing 1 Skull Dread. It's just, if you really want to dig deep for that FTK, you can. Plus it special summons a monster from your hand, so you can go into Verte. If you find the FTK combo, Infernal Fire Blast, you can still sort of do a good bit of damage. With a Dragoons with a negate is sort of 4k, and then the Red Eyes Dragoons just burns cards as well. Boral Sword just for the FTK them, just of the OTK them if the FTK isn't available. Just if you go second, it's just a good going second card. Boral Dragon just looks nice. It's sort of like how Dragoons, you can sort of attack and take it. I suppose it's has its uses. We've got Romulus. I'm sure you know what that does. You send the Absolute Rider, the add Tracer to hand. That sort of shenanigans. 1 Striker Dragon, because unfortunately that was another thing I was worried about. I thought, will more cards get hit in this deck before these cards of the order arrive? But thankfully Striker just went to 1. LP got banned, but the deck still performs well without LP. It was a bit more consistent with LP, but I mean it's fine. And what I like to play is 2 Pisty, because the LP's gone, so you can use the Pisty to bring back the Striker. If it's banished, bring it back. It's just a good. It's sort of like your other Striker Dragon, and it's sort of like LP. It's obviously not as strong as LP, but it's still good to have. So that's why I would recommend anyone playing like Dragons to play 2 of them just for recovery. The Quad Boral just to get into Savage. Heavenly Spheres just as a Link 2, it brings out the level 6 guy. Protoplan Verte Anaconda. Savage. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, which you can make. The replay on my replay on YouTube, I wasn't playing the level 7 extender, so I never really could make this card, really. But it's now it can. It's easily made. You can use the Pisty to bring back a Red Eyes monster and Fusuda or Noctovision. Big Eye, just steal a monster. It's just another good rank 7 monster. And of course this is the Red Eyes Fusion targets. You've got Dragoons, and you've got the Meteor Comet Black Dragon, which is your FTK. So how the interaction really works is Red Eyes Red Eyes Fusion, where is it to have a look at it? With Red Eyes Fusion, it makes both these cards name become Red Eyes B Dragon, which means you can activate Infernal Fire Blast, which is it's the only way really it's the only way you're going to summon them out anyway. So it makes Dragoon Red Eyes B Dragon, it makes Comet Dragon Red Eyes B Dragon, which is pretty nice. And how I like to make this is I would usually send, I usually wouldn't send a Red Eyes, I would send Red Eyes Alternative because it's also a target, and I would send the only 6 that I play, Sloth, which you can bring back with Pisty as well if you wanted the extra, but usually if you're sending these, you're most likely FTKing them and they're just gonna, they're dead. So what the basic the combo is, it's just really activating this effect to send a Red Eyes. You have to send a monster with at least 2000 attack, well 2400. So you usually send like a Red Eyes or the other Red Eyes card, the alternative one or the Malefic one, just to get the first initial burn damage. Activate this, target this because it's now Red Eyes B Dragon. So that does 3500, and then you chain this card, which copies this effect. You discard your hand, so you have to have at least one card in hand as well, which you probably will. And that means that's just the FTK, because they've had, I think it does half first, doesn't it? Yeah, so it does like half of the damage. So it's like at least 1200, and then 3-5 and 3-5, which is game. It is lethal. And then of course what you can do, you can do the same with Dragoon, like, only you're not going to FTK them, but you've got a Dragoon on field and their life points are pretty low, so they're probably just really gonna, I don't really know the situation why you would go Dragoon over that, but just if you I don't know, if something happened to your Sloth, I suppose you'd have Dragoons. What I loved about doing the replays of this game, you would activate Red Eyes Fusion, and then the opponent would be like, oh, you're playing Dragoons, oh, flipping, oh, play a good deck, when really you'd summon something far worse than Dragoons, because it's gonna absolutely kill them. So that is basically the deck. Finally, I think it's like 2 months late, but at least it's been done. Let's do a few test hands and try out the combo, see the consistency, since it is Christmas, even though it's not. So see, we'll get the deck shuffled up, set it, we'll cut it, and let's see if we can't get combo. Off to a good start so far. This hand isn't too bad. The only issue is we need to find the serial spell. It's actually a pretty strong hand. I would probably not even worry about playing the Fire Blast and just make Dragoons and then use Fire Blast to do 3k to them. But we'll see what we can do. Get you away, Joy. So we'll normal summon this. We'll go into Striker Dragon. Whoops, bit too high. We'll set him. Really should have zoomed out a bit actually, but well, you know that's Striker Dragon. He's in that zone there. We'll chain link. We'll make Black Metal Dragon chain link 1, this chain link 2, because if they ice this, we don't really, in this situation, we don't really care that much. So, of course, if I'm not playing an opponent, they've no hand traps, they're just to sort of sit there and take the punishment about to come. So, change result backwards, so we'll get the Boot Sector launch, and we get the... where is that card? Get this. And then, of course, an Octovisional chain as well, so we'll summon that out. So, hand so far at the bottom. I suppose we'll probably want to draw, so we'll link this off into Romulus, and we'll do the same again. Obviously, make this chain link 1, this chain link 2, just because we really need the Ravine. It would be quite deadly if they had the Ash. So we'll draw 1, and that would be combo anyway, and then we'll add Ravine, Ooh, where are you, Ravine? So in this situation, we just need to get another monster out. So we would just, I don't really have to. I really could extend and maybe have like Savage and all that there on the board, but it just doesn't really seem worth it that much if you can just OTK them or FTK them straight away. So I'll banish this, summon this, and bring out the Black Metal Dragon. Why not? And then link these off into Pretty Anaconda, and then I suppose we do get a search for Black Metal Dragon, so I'll add Wyvern. Why not? Shuffle this up. This back down. Obviously trigger Freddy Anaconda to send Red Eyes Fusion. So we'll just set my deck around upside down. So we'll send Red Eyes Fusion. Activate Red Eyes Fusion to send this. And see, in this situation, because we're summoning, where did my extra deck go? Because we're summoning this, we just need a level 7 Red Eyes monster and a level 6 card. So that's where the utility is. If all your Red Eyes are in the graveyard, or for some reason you've still got available targets. So because we can send this, we can send this. But I'll just go for Malefic. Why not? I don't really need it now. I probably should have added Malefic instead of Wyvern, but sure. Obviously we'll send these, we'll summon this out. We'll trigger its effect to send a Red Eyes or any sort of, you can send a Malefic or the alternative, it doesn't really matter. And that'll do 1,200 damage. Because I believe it is. Send one Red Eyes monster from your hand deck to graveyard. If you inflict damage to your opponent equal to half its original attack. So that's 1,200 so far. You set up that deck, I don't really need you anymore. And then it's just as simple as, like, look at my hand. My hand's still quite full. So if I get interrupted, I would have other plays to do. So it would just be Infernal Fire Blast, target this, do 3,500 damage, and then chain this, discard my hand by hand, and then that is what's OTK, well, FTK. So hope you enjoy the combo. It's maybe make it on EDO Pro or any sort of Yu-Gi-Oh simulator and try it out for yourself. It is a fun deck. And thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to see more of our fun. It just really motivates us to keep making content. Really. We appreciate all our subscribers, and it's nice to have all your support. So I'll end the video here. Thank you, and thank you for watching, and goodbye.